Hi, and welcome to TV My Husband Hates. I'm Kat Sims.
And I'm Reagan Kempton.
And we are reality TV addicts?
Addicts, aficionados?
Ooh, I like that. Experts.
Experts.
Basically, we know our shit when it comes to reality TV.
100%.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of TV My Husband Hates. Reagan, how are you?
Good. Just chilling in the basement, but super excited that the Real Housewives of New York is back. Super excited that Atlanta is over. Things are looking up in reality TV land. We got The Hills next week. Like, things are starting to happen, man.
I'm excited about this week. I feel like Below Deck Sailing Yacht really delivered on a level never before seen. On the
it was a hot episode.
In such a way. New York is back with a bang. Thank God for Eboni.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about her. New Jersey, again, as ever, on point,
always
consistent. And we do have mixed feelings about Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I feel like I could talk about this for a while. Reagan, you are over it and done. But we'll find a middle ground. We'll find a middle ground somewhere.
For sure. We always do. How about you? How are things going?
Things are going fine. Good.
Nice.
Great. Never been better. I mean, you know, it is
Brilliant.
what it is. I'm still in the taking it all a day at a time.
Yeah. I feel like we're all
vaccination.
Nice.
Jimmy had his vaccination, so he spent all of yesterday asleep because it wiped him out. But now I feel like, what the fuck are we going to talk about when we can actually just go out and live our normal lives and we don't have to talk about COVID?
Maybe fun stuff.
Talk about COVID for like a year.
That's true.
And a half.
That's very true, because we started the podcast very new.
We started it
before.
September 19. So we had maybe like 6 months and then COVID.
We had one get together because I came out there right before COVID exploded. So
Just
you guys
in
got to see
time.
some of that. And there will be another get together, fingers crossed, in July, because I am all vaxxed up. Kat is all vaxxed up. I'm hoping that the travel rules will allow people who are vaccinated to come to different countries without quarantine. That is my thought process.
I hope so.
I'm holding out for it.
I hope so.
But I bought a ticket, so we'll see. We're manifesting that shit because it's Kat's 40th.
A party to end all fucking parties, and I'm very excited about it. And I feel like everybody wants a party. I feel like we're at the point now
we all need a party. If we don't have a party
party
soon, we're gonna shrivel up and die.
And there needs to be no boundaries, and everybody needs to recognize that we're all going to get absolutely fucking off the scale mashup, and just then it's done and it's out of our system, and we can return to being respectable citizens. But for that one night,
it's gonna be fun.
It's off the hook.
And it's in the middle of my trip, so I have a days after to recover and days before to get ready. So it's like the perfect
Let's not
mix.
do what we did last time, which is the night before you got absolutely shit-faced in the kitchen making because this was like pre-TikTok, pre-Reel.
Yeah, it was dub smash videos. They were amazing.
They were amazing. We did really well on those.
If you guys follow us on Instagram, I think you saw them.
I look back on them now, and you know when drunk people have like glassy eyes.
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
I think
Jimmy
we had Tom York eye.
Tom York.
Yeah, where one is half
I always
shut.
get a lazy eye. It's not good.
Mine are tiny anyways, so they just become like slits. You don't know if I'm awake or asleep. Probably a little bit of column A, column B.
Oh, how we laughed.
I can't wait. I felt so shit that whole flight home.
I thought you were going to puke in my car on the way to the airport.
I didn't, though.
You just kept mainlining Diet Coke. I just remember it's like...
Yep, it's just straight Coke Zero for like 24 hours afterwards.
The only way to do it. Those were the days. What fun we had. What japes. Anyway,
let's get in.
Enough about us getting shit-faced. Let's cut straight into Below Deck Sailing Yacht. Now, I'll be honest, I watched this at about 1:00 in the morning when I was trying to clear up. All I got out of it was that basically everybody ended up having lots of sex and snogging.
For sure. I mean, there was with the guests, there was the obligatory murder mystery, which seems to be a theme. I feel like Bravo has maybe invested in a murder mystery company and now forcing everybody to do it. It's shit.
I swear to God, if anybody ever takes me away and says, surprise, we're doing a murder mystery, I'm out.
You know what? That shit better be like produced to the millionth degree for me to get any sort of enjoyment, because I like murder. I like mysteries.
Yes, but I want a real dead body.
I don't even need it to be real, but I feel like it needs to be better scripted. I feel like I could write something better.
Well,
but they
maybe
just come out so cheesy and ridiculous. Like, it's not fun.
Although the best thing about murder mysteries, and we're not discussing this show this week, but watching Brandy fall down the stairs, I felt like that was real commitment to the cause.
And I mean, and we all know, like, she was pregnant at the time too. I mean, that was like, that could have gone real dark.
That kid is going to be fucking bulletproof when it comes out.
Man. Fuck yeah.
I mean, nothing's going to touch
She's also like kid number 4 too. Like, she's going to get put through so much shit. But anyways, as we digress, Bravo, we know you bought a murder mystery company, but stop making everybody do them because it's not fun TV.
This one was particularly wank. It was particularly wank.
God. Well, even Glenn was like, what the fuck is going on? Glenn was not having it.
No, he was not into it. Glenn doesn't appear to me to be the kind of performative type. Much more a quiet, cup of tea and a biscuit guy.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he's just not kind of into lame party game dude. Like, so in high school, we called those kids, like, they were the drama kids. They were in like all the drama stuff. And like they loved to do that stuff. Yeah. Like, they were super just into that stuff and, role-playing games and LARPing and all that kind of stuff. Like, that was not my jam in high school.
Really?
I was for sure not doing that stuff.
I can't think why.
And I think that's why I'm that way as an adult. I'm just like, I can't do that. Like, I can't suspend disbelief. Nobody's really dead. Let's just talk about a real murder.
Let's just drink and talk about real murders. Exactly.
Yeah. True crime, 100%.
So we've established that murder mysteries suck dick.
Yes.
Let's talk about the awkward threesome that continues on the boat between Ali, Gary, and Psycho Sydney.
I thought Ali and Gary's little meet cute on the bow was like the sweetest thing ever.
And they held little handies.
Oh. Like, this is not a one-night stand. This is very clearly not a one-night stand. Sydney, this is what you apparently thought was happening with you. It wasn't.
Yeah. No, Sydney is talking of delusional. We've just done the Patreon episode, so if you want to sponsor us on Patreon, that's great. But
for sure, go check it out.
Delusional men that bring over these really hot women from other countries and think
it's all about 90
because they love them. Sydney's like legit as delusional.
And to the point, it's now going to start crossing over because now she's fucking shit up between the departments. Like, she's blaming all her crazy on the entire department, which then leads to like Gary and Daisy having a thing. Like, oh my God, Sydney, stop.
Just stop. I know it's relentless, but also,
and everybody sees it. Because, like, even Danny says something where she's like, dude, yours was a drunken thing. They have, like, a romantic thing going on. You have to, like, let it go.
Let it go. But I have to say, I'm here for watching Sydney walk in on very pashing. Like, pashing. Like, really? Like, it starts off as a kiss, and then she cannot keep her hands off him. And it's, like, hot. And then Sydney walks in, and it's like...
Wah. Everybody's boners fell. Was the softening of the boners across the world. Oh my God. She has this uncanny ability to fucking crush them every time. Now, I don't know if it's produced.
Stalking them.
Or she's just got some like cock blocker sixth sense.
As soon as one of them walks off, she's like, clocked that. And if the other one, she's like, right, I'm going. I'm going to let them have this time.
I mean, she wakes up from dead sleep. She's just there. Maybe it's her superpower. Cock blocking is her superpower.
I think it might be. She's like the best.
She's phenomenal at it.
She can sniff out a Gary boner at 100 paces.
I wonder if it's Gary specific or like all dudes she's ever had a thing for.
It's that.
Yeah. She's that girl.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But talking of Gary, I love the little relationship that's growing between him and Daisy.
I'm going to say Gary has really surprised me because I thought I knew who he was going to be episode 1. I fucking thought I called it and nailed it. And I don't think he's actually the person I thought he was.
I've got to say,
I'll
I
eat
think
crow.
my prejudice I saw a South African man who came in and kind of
on a boat.
on a boat and said all the things and did all the stuff. And I thought, oh, this is boring. And actually, he has surprised me.
Yeah. I was totally wrong about Gary. I'll
and I
admit
think
it.
For a long time, we were like, can everybody stop making us like Gary? And the reality is that actually I quite like Gary now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's really sweet with Allie. I think the Allie relationship shows a depth to him that we would not have seen if it hadn't been going on. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if Allie just like blew him off and we didn't see any of that, I don't think we'd feel the same way about him. But I feel like with Allie, we see this very open, vulnerable dude. And I think we see it cross over into like him being upfront with Daisy, like, hey, I don't know.
I think that's the thing I respect about Gary the most. Like he's very rare in this whole reality TV sort of scene do we get somebody who just does the grown-up thing and goes and has a conversation with somebody, and he's done it a number of times, and we've seen him do it with Ali, we've seen him do it with Sydney, we've seen him do it with Daisy, and I really respect that. Like there's nothing I can't say anything bad about him at this
moment. He doesn't hide his like true feelings or true intentions. He owns his shit. He says it. He apologizes when he has crossed the line and done something wrong. Like he's everything
great at his
you
job.
kind of want in a normal person.
Yeah, I mean no one's more shocked than me that this is the conversation that we're having, but here we are.
And Daisy too. Like I love how he says something to her about like not making it personal, and she was like, don't you know me, I make everything personal. Yeah. Like I love the way she can take the piss out of herself, like, but she knows herself well enough, like she takes it personally but maybe not seriously, and I think that's really interesting. I'm enjoying this crew for sure, other than Sydney.
Me too. And I have to say, yes, well, I mean, but still great,
but it's interesting for sure.
So they get rid of the guests, it is what it is. And then this like just becomes a sex boat. Happens when they just get trapped on a boat? Do you think
I think so?
Or do you think it's this crew in particular?
I think it's a little column A, a little column B. Like we see like JL getting all worked up about the fucking stains on the teak, which
this is literally the first time he's given any kind of a shit about the job that he has to do. Right? By the way, let's make that clear.
100% at like a weird, awkward time when everybody's just trying to have a good time.
And his girlfriend's trying to shag him.
Right. Like very obviously. Everyone's like, can you just go fuck your girlfriend and stop talking shit about teak?
I'm going to whinge about the teak.
Fine. Your girlfriend's going to go fuck somebody else. And she did. And it was
she did.
Fucking fire.
She did. Literally, bitch, come and lick my vagina were her words. Now,
I mean, Danny's not,
backwards and coming forwards, as they say. I'm enjoying this, right? I'm enjoying this freedom. I'm enjoying this women doing it for themselves. There's nothing.
For sure.
We're not talking about lesbians. We're talking about them having an affair. We're just literally talking about them hooking up and having a great time. I am here for that.
And so is Gary, because Gary's like all of a sudden like, wait. What are we missing? I think we're missing out on something big.
And JL just doesn't even know what the fuck to do with him.
Oh my God. He's such a douche.
Oh, I'm so over him. He's so geeky.
Like, come on, dude.
You can't be that big and
go have a foursome, because I think they were down for that. And that's what they were telling you.
100%.
And you fucking missed out.
Yeah.
But then you go down.
He deserved to miss out.
Well, she still gave it up. Didn't they still have sex at the after? I think like once like
I think they did.
Allie and like Gary went back out, JL stayed in the room with Danny and they got it on. I mean, so good night for Danny.
Yeah, she's winning. And I love that about Danny. I feel like she is very secure in her own skin. She's very comfortable about asking for what she wants. She doesn't take things, everything is not a her problem. It's a you problem. I love that about her.
I do too. I love this crew. I can't say enough about it. I really like the crew. I like their dynamics.
I do too.
I also like that Gary and Allie start kissing in front of Sydney by the end of this as well. Just snogging and
like done.
Fuck her. We're done.
Agreed. That needs to be done now. Sydney, it needs to be done. Move on. Your time has passed. Let's let the love between Gary and Allie shine.
For sure.
All right, let's move on. New York is
back. New York is in the house.
I am annoyed that they've still got fucking they've dusted off, demummified fucking Ramona and Sonia and all of that lot for another episode. But it's also outweighed by the fact that they have brought in Queen Eboni, who, by the way, is a breath of fresh fucking air to this franchise.
Thank God. Like I actually don't mind Sonia. I think Luann and Ramona could go easily.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
I think Sonia would be better with different people around her.
We can definitely agree on Ramona for sure.
Oh,
actually, I think
easily.
you're right. Luann is.
I mean, you know what? Honestly, I even think if you moved Ramona out and brought in like 2 other people, Ramona or Sonia and Luann could probably both stay. I think they would adapt. I think they would adapt and grow. Yeah, but I'd only give them one season.
There's no growth for Ramona.
No.
We need to stop giving her airtime. She is like, yes.
She's the worst. And she's on, apparently, they filmed like this Real Housewives All-Stars, which is like a weekend in Turks and Caicos.
I know, I saw that.
And fucking Ramona's on there too. And it's just like, no.
Did you see the video of her dancing?
Yes.
I mean, that's when Ramona comes into her own.
This makes me feel good about my dancing. It's very self-affirming.
Everybody feels good about their dancing compared to. She is literally the worst dancer in the world. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not being dramatic. She is absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, the worst dancer on the face of this planet. It is brilliant.
She's also one of the worst human beings of all time.
Well, that's also true. So, Eboni, let's talk about the newest girl with the golden apple. What do we think?
I fucking love her. I love how open she is about like when she was transitioning careers and didn't fucking pay attention to her credits, so she couldn't get a mortgage. Like, I think there is something very relatable to her. I mean, I don't know. I think she keeps it real. I think she's going to take these ladies to task. I love how concerned she is about food and will there be food there, because I don't fucking miss a meal. I think
what I love about her is that she's 37. So I looked this up. She was born in 83. So she's 3 years younger than us. She has by far the wisest head on her shoulders in this group. And I say wise on purpose. I also think she's definitely got the smartest head on those shoulders too. And I think that's what this has been missing. I've said it before in previous episodes. We want to see housewives now that, yes, are feisty and sparky and entertaining, but aren't vacuous and stupid. And as much as I love Sonia, she's kind of a little bit vacuous, you know, and or
at least that's been
shtick.
It's been her character for so long that we can't see it as anything else.
And anymore.
It's not cute. It's not cute at all.
It's tired. And I like to see them introducing women who are kicking against that and going, no, I'm not going to be quiet. I'm not going to fuck around and fanny about and have inane arguments with other vapid women. I'm going to come in and I'm going to challenge you and I'm going to have these conversations. And I think that she has got the absolute measure of these women. I haven't seen a girl walk in.
For sure.
And this one's a pretty intimidating setup, New York as well.
For sure.
She walks in, she fucking owns it.
Yeah. Yeah. And is like no qualms about it, owns it. Whereas I think we saw like Tiffany kind of edge her way into the group.
Yeah.
Eboni just like busts the doors wide open. Is like, I'm here. What's up? Let's chat. Oh, okay. Fucking we see Ramona doing this bullshit about like, oh, we have this media connection. Like the same shit she did with Leah.
Let's
Ramona's
also
tired.
Talk about Sonia's nod to diversity via her fish pond.
I can't even.
I mean, props
though I will
to
say, Sonia looks good. Like all the work she's had done.
All the stress. Well, yeah, but
she looks amazing.
Keeping her skinny
as
well.
For sure.
Props to Eboni for not
pushing her in the pond.
Not pushing her in the pond, but also for like finding something in that good in that. Do you know what I mean? She's like, I can sort of see what she's trying to do. I'm not going to hold it against her right now. It's lame. But, you know, and I think these are the kind of women that are going to be scared about this.
Yeah.
Right. We're talking about post George Floyd. Everybody's very much on high alert to kind of their white privilege. And I think it's going to be we're going to see them be very awkward and very clunky about this because they feel that they should, and I think it's going to be really interesting to see how
it's going to be worse than watching Brandy try to navigate the relationship with Tiffany.
Oh, far worse.
Like this is going to be a shit show, and I can't wait. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, and Ramona is going to fuck this up spectacularly. I
guarantee. For sure.
Guarantee. She's going to be.
But why won't they ever just let her go?
Send her off to fucking, put her in a box and send her to fucking Florida.
Or, I was going to say, put her on the Real Housewives of Miami in the nursing home, the thing that we always talk about. Or maybe not even a nursing home, just like dueling penthouses in high rises.
Or that's where she needs to be. That's where, whatever. Just take her off the streets of New York. Mario, do your fucking civic duty. Take her.
That man doesn't want her. He can't. No. He's like, no. He's done. So anyway,
we are He's done his Eboni. Time.
Yes.
I think it's going to be fire. Let's talk about Leah as well, because Leah was hands down firm favorite, not just for us, but like for every fan of Real Housewives of New York. Leah stole the show last season.
Well, I mean, especially at the reunion, like when she called everybody out for all their bullshit.
How are we feeling about episode 1?
So we learned that Leah has a new apartment, a new dog, and is now working on a new religion.
So I'm going to put it out there and say I'm concerned about Leah at this point, because I'm really happy that she's sober again. I think that's great for her. Although looking through the sort of flash forwards, doesn't look like she stays sober, but we'll see. Who am I? I don't know. But I'm happy she's sober. I'm happy she's got a new apartment, all of that stuff. This Judaism conversion thing doesn't feel 100% authentic for me, because at one point she sort of says, I think I just really enjoy the challenge of all the rules. And that doesn't seem to me to be like the reason that you convert to Judaism.
I mean, I don't really understand any organized religion at all. I don't understand being a part of it. But I feel like what we saw with Leah last season, I think Leah has to live in a very tightly controlled space. I don't think she can even handle like an inch of freedom, because I think she takes it too far. Like, she's a person of extremes, right? She is extremely unruly, but can only really function in the adult world in like this space right here.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing.
All these confining rules.
I don't think she's converting because she wants to be Jewish. I think she's converting because it gives her like a framework to exist within. I'm
going to tell you though, I feel like that's why a lot of people join organized religion. I don't think she's alone in that.
Maybe, but
that's just my 2 cents.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
But I also think that's dark in itself.
Yeah, it 100% is. I'm not disagreeing with you. I think we probably should be a little concerned about Leah. I think it'll be interesting to kind of see how this season progresses. It was nice to see her boxer, Martin. It was good to see him right up at the beginning. I'm glad he got his
favorites too.
For sure. But I think you're right. I think it's going to be interesting. I would also like to see Leah's feistiness without her being drunk, because I think the women poo-pooed a lot of what she said to them because she was hammered last season. But I think she was calling them out on shit. And I think it's going to be maybe really fun to see her still be the same way, but be sober. So nobody has any wiggle room. So it could be interesting.
It's interesting to see her interact with her sister. I feel like her sister's kind of on our page with the whole Judaism thing. Like, I'm not going to, but it seems weird. And then when she calls her dad because it's Yom Kippur, and she's like, I'm sorry, so can you forgive me? And he's like, well, I'm okay, thank you. I'll think about it. She's like, no, you need to forgive me now. Like, that's not how this shit works. No. Like, God love you for trying, but you can't just demand that somebody forgives you. Like, you've said your piece. You give him a minute and he'll come back to you. But it felt all a bit weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe she just needs a storyline too. Who knows? I mean, I feel like the more we watch these, the more I'm getting really sensitive to like very obvious bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's like, we can do better. Like, you have a smart audience. Don't fucking do this shit.
I know, we see through it now.
Yeah.
You need to do better. Let's move on to Luann. Basically for this show, because it's first, we're just going to go through the characters so we can do a little catch up. So Luann's next. Now, she's got a new apartment.
Does anybody actually fucking believe she did not know that apartment looked onto Tom's balcony? Fuck off. I do not believe that. That is such bullshit. That's why she bought the place.
Of course it is.
The memes have been hilarious, by the way, that have been coming out. Like, there's one I saw was like the Kim Kardashian, like peeking around like the bushes meme. Like, this is Luann looking at like Tom's balcony. Oh my God. It's fucking hilarious.
I mean, that would be enough. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. And let's say maybe she didn't realize. She did realize, but let's say she didn't. That would be enough for me to go, yeah, I'm done with the apartment.
I gotta sell it now.
I gotta move.
Well, now Tom knows where I am because now it's everywhere.
That's even weirder. Like, do you reckon Tom's just going to stand on the balcony and do like a willy wang?
I hope so. I'm going to start like always peeping the background of like when we've got inside Luann apartment shots to see if he ever like comes out. He should. It'd be hilarious.
He totally should. He should like set up like little signs on the thing.
Right?
Like, fuck you, Luann.
No more drinking, Luann.
Not home at the Regency.
But I think he lives part-time in Florida, as massive douchebags do. So, he's not there all the time. So we'll see. But I'll be keeping an eye out. If I see it, it's definitely, I'll take a picture of it. We'll put it on the gram.
She's also back on the sober train as well.
Supposedly.
I feel like, I mean, this is a good thing. Here's the thing I'm going to say. Luann says to Ramona that she genuinely believes that she's allergic to alcohol because the last few times she drank, she blacked out and couldn't remember. And I want to say that I feel like we're all allergic to alcohol because if you drink enough of it, we all black out and can't fucking
remember how we got. It's just cause and effect, Luann.
Yeah. You drink enough, you black out.
It's not magic. It's science.
You're not allergic. This is not like a problem. This is, I mean, it is a problem, but it isn't a medical thing. You're just drinking too much, babe.
I mean,
I like, that's fine. Yeah. Like, God knows I've done a blackout every now and again with the best of them, but let's call it what it is.
Yeah. Be upfront about what it is. You weren't allergic. Nobody slipped you anything. You just drank too much. That's fine. What you were. Just own it.
Yeah. It's not an allergy.
No, it'll be interesting to see how her and her sober buddy Leah do. Like her alcoholic wingman is what I wrote down. We'll see how that we'll see how that goes. I feel like they're both gonna drop each other and just get shit faced.
I know. I think this is not going to end very well.
No.
Should we do Ramona or Sonia? Who are we ending on?
Either way, I'm good to go for both.
Let's do Ramona. Let's get her out the way.
Ugh.
I mean, I feel like we've done it. We don't like her. She's an awful person. She seems to be no better this season.
No, she's getting Dubined all over New York, apparently. I don't know who looks at Harry Dubin and thinks like, damn, he's hot. We need to hook up. I mean, apparently all of these women, because he's been with Sonia, Ramona, and Luann.
I think they look at his bank account and go, he's hot. Let's suck face.
But then you have to marry him to get to the bank account, which none of them have done. So I feel like their efforts are not
it's weird
being also, rewarded.
I feel like he's been around the block a few times. Like,
well, because he was married to Aviva.
Yes, he was married to Aviva with the one leg.
Yes! He has been in this show for fucking ages.
He's like the OG.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Yeah, he was married to Aviva. And like fathered like one of her or both of her children. I can't remember. And then like tried to get in on Tinsley and she was not fucking having it.
Tinsley knew better. Tinsley knew better than that.
Yeah. It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to do like a whole tree of who Dubin has been with in New York. It's like 6 degrees of separation.
I think it'd be quicker to do the tree of who he hasn't been with.
Well, and like who you've maybe slept with through contact. Because if he slept with Sonia, between Sonia and Harry Dubin and Luann.
Everybody. They've got
we
all
may
their
have slept
covered.
with Harry Dubin.
We've probably slept with Harry Dubin. Oh, God.
That's a fun drinking game.
Dry as the Sahara at that point.
It's all gone back inside.
Like a snail quickly retreating into its shell.
I like how you pick snail and not like turtle. A snail is very much more apropos.
Turtle time. We could have gone down that route. I could have.
Oh, true.
Oh, God, if only I was a professional and actually good at this shit.
I know.
Right. Anyway, let's finish off with Sonia because I want to pick her up, and she's not all right, is she?
No, she's back in the town.
Can't catch a break.
Fucking Century 21.
I know, and do you know what? I really feel for her because at the end of the last season, we saw her sign this deal, and it looked so good after the fucking toaster ovens and all of the bullshit. I felt like she'd grafted and grafted and grafted, and she'd finally, something had stuck. She was able to bring in her own money, and the fucking townhouse was rented or for sale or whatever it was. And then we come back this season, Century 21's gone, and she's back in this fucking townhouse. That must feel like a prison by now.
Yeah. I mean, I think we were talking earlier. I feel like she's like Miss Havisham.
Yeah.
Like she can't, until she cuts ties with the townhome, she and the townhome are going to age the same.
Yeah. It's true. She's just like inextricably physically and emotionally linked to that house, and somebody just fucking sell it. I don't even care how much you get for it. Like,
right. Take $1, move on.
Take $1 and move on. Like the time has come. It is genuinely bad for her, that house.
For sure. Well, because she goes back to like not getting dressed and just having weird interns. And first off, who is still giving this woman interns? Who is signing off on this?
I'm going to be honest.
It's been years.
Watching that intern help Sonia into the bath felt like it didn't feel good.
No, felt like we were watching like some OnlyFans shit for like a very, very niche specific
market,
fetish.
A very niche market. Yeah. I mean, again, I don't want to be that person that's always bringing it back to the woke shit, but if this was the other way around and a guy was asking his intern to run him a bath, there'd be things people had to say about that shit.
For sure. For sure. And who FaceTimes in the tub? I mean, apparently both Leah and...
I mean, I have been known to.
Have you? Yeah. Who do you FaceTime in the tub?
Well, my dad called me once. He's like, can you talk? And I was like, actually, now's a good time because it's like the only time the kids aren't around, so I can talk. I mean, it wasn't like he saw me stark bollock naked. I was like, this is not a bad time. Let's do it. Who else have I spent? My agent once called me in the bath as well. She was fine with that. Sometimes
maybe it's more common than I know.
Yeah, maybe you're the weirdo.
Maybe I'm the weirdo that doesn't FaceTime people from my tub. All right, but wait a minute. You are not initiating these calls. People are calling you and you happen to be in the tub. You're not like, I'm in the tub. Now I'm going to start FaceTiming people.
No, and I always have my phone on me because I'm probably watching some sort of shit reality TV in the tub.
Yeah,
so then it rings
fair.
And I'm like, okay. So you're right. I'm not initiating the tub convo.
Yeah. Sonia's initiating the tub convo. Yeah. True. So you're more the Leah in the scenario than the Sonia.
I mean, I'd like to think I'm always more the Leah in a Sonia-Leah scenario.
I mean, I think the majority of us are, but just making sure.
Just to be clear. But yeah, I do feel for her. And I feel like we've seen this sort of cycle before. She goes quiet. She goes a bit bonkers. She gets trapped in this house, wears like Mew-Mews or whatever they are, and gets weird interns in to like be her friends. So I feel like Sonia needs some sort of pick me up.
Yeah, I hope it happens.
Me too. I hope it happens too. But yeah, that's New York. I'm happy to have it back.
Me too. And welcome to Eboni. She's going to be a badass. I'm excited.
Agreed. Happy she's here. Let's stay on the East Coast and just head over to New Jersey.
How much did you love Dolores lying to get off of that Strider van, by the way? I would have 100% done the same thing.
100% would have done the same thing. And I love Dolores so much. We had we've talked a lot about this. We talked a lot about Dolores last week. In fact, we used it for the audiogram. She commented and said that we've nailed it. I think that what we see this week is something that nobody's seen. We see David, we see the family setup that might not be conventional, but we see David, Dolores, Frank, little Frank, and her daughter, whose name I can't ever remember, all come together. And it's so fucking heartwarmingly lovely.
It's brilliant. And I think it proves, I think David is there for Dolores when it comes to the stuff that is important to Dolores. I don't think he's there for the TV bullshit. I don't think he wants to be on the TV. I don't think he gives a fuck about the Real Housewives of New Jersey. He cares about Dolores.
I think you're right. And I think that's where the disconnects come for us as viewers. But when we see this amazing dynamic and Dolores sort of, it fills them all in. And she's like the queen of this.
For sure. All of those people would die for Dolores.
Would die for her. She's got
easily
a fucking tribe like you wouldn't believe.
Well, and she would die for all of them. Like it's certainly reciprocal with all of them.
What I love is the banter, and it's, you know, she's like, look, I'm in a monogamous relationship. I'm very happy. And her daughter's like, yeah, Frank, like big Frank. I realize that's a foreign concept to you. And he takes it like a champ.
Yeah.
And that's when I go, oh, this all makes sense.
It fucking works. Everyone back off. It works. It works for everybody involved. It may not work for you if you're not involved. But like I was telling you, I feel like the people who are riding her ass about this are all the people that have shit going on in their own lives that they don't want to deal with. I think Jackie doesn't want to deal with the rumors surrounding Evan and whether they're true or not. I think Jen doesn't want to deal with her mom and dad bullshit. I think Melissa doesn't want to deal with her and Joey's marriage shit. Those are the people that are really riding ass about this. And it's like, they need to fucking clean up at home first.
I think it's triggered them, right? Because it's like, how can such an unconventional relationship that shouldn't work, that is everything that we've been told isn't right, working so well for her when actually the conventional version is not making any of us happy? And I think that's why they're struggling to get on board with what Dolores is doing. I also think it's why they're trying to pull everything out of Teresa to try and get almost live vicariously through this kind of new sexy love thing that's going on with her. But both Dolores and Teresa have a right to manage this relationship, both in terms of its exposure and how much they give away, however they fucking want to.
Absolutely. And I don't think they're as hard on Teresa because that makes sense to them. Like, oh, she's divorced. She's going to go have a good time. Like, that's totally fine. That fits into that category. And you're right. Dolores doesn't fit into the category, but it works for fucking everybody. So,
I mean, it works beautifully. I genuinely,
it's gorgeous.
That's one of the coolest scenes I've seen. I love it.
And I feel like poor David, it's about damn time he gets like a good edit of like him being normal.
Agreed.
Like
and
before
and getting these amazing cakes and like, you know, I agree. I think maybe we have been suckered in by an edit that is partially his doing, because I think you're right. He's really tried to keep a distance from the filming, which is why he's not interested in turning up to the events with it, because he just doesn't want to. He just doesn't want to do it.
He's also fucking busy. He's a doctor.
Literally delivering babies that need heart surgery.
Right.
Like, he's got bigger shit on his plate. And then he's got, you know, people like Joey coming in with kidney stones. He's got to
that he also has to. I mean, that's a good friend, though. Like, a dude that's going to, because kidney stones are not like his area. He does the lady parts, you know? Like, I think that shows like he is a good, decent dude that's going to stay at a hospital, make sure your friend's husband is well taken care of.
But he does that for Dolores.
Exactly.
Doesn't do it for Joey, because Joey's just been a cunt to him 3 days ago at some party, calling him a whatever he is. He's not doing it for Joey.
No.
He's doing it for Dolores. And that's when I was like, no, he's a good,
I get it.
guy.
Yep.
65
we get it.
as well.
We're going to retract the Voldemort comment.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, we came in harsh on him, didn't we?
We did.
Sorry, we're big enough
we'll
to
own
it when we're wrong. We're sorry, we shouldn't have called you names.
Nope, we called David wrong. He's treating Dolores like the queen she is. So we'll all just bow down.
And Joey, by the way, I think that's what happens when you take too many steroids. I'm just saying, I don't think your kidneys like it very much.
Drink some fucking water. Mix some water into your workout, dude. That prevents kidney stones. Hydration.
Anyway, while we're on the subject of Joey and Melissa, shall we tap up that particular clusterfuck?
Dude.
He is having kind of a mental breakdown about this.
I think he's having a midlife crisis. This is his midlife crisis. He misses his young hot wife that would do whatever he wanted her to do, and doesn't realize he just married a smart badass that, you know, needs more in her life. And it doesn't diminish him. Like, he's really so stupid.
Interesting the way that he did it in his confessional, and he got really like, you want to do this? I build it for you. You want to do this?
Yeah.
I made it for you. Don't say I didn't support you. It's like, no, hang on. This is not what's happening. What you're saying there is, I will give you everything that you ask. But actually, she wants to work for some shit by herself. And that's okay.
She wants some freedom and some fucking space. Can you imagine how claustrophobic he must be and how needy he is? Like, oh my God. I could not be married to him. I mean, I'm a little jealous of like the handsy sexual attention. I'd love a bit of that. But like, I think that would be too much too sometimes, because I think he just wants to consume her. Like,
agreed. And it is.
He's a lot.
I'm so pleased to see her standing her ground. And I still to this day, I believe that he'll come around, because I don't think he'll lose her over it. But I don't think he's going to do it easily. Like, I think
he's not going down without a fight.
He's not. And I think this is going to be a real battle for them. And I just hope that he realizes before he does too much damage. Yeah. That he just needs to chill the fuck out.
For sure. Like I hope Teresa's backing Melissa up too. Like, I hope she's not like feeding it on the side, feeding his stuff, but I hope she's supporting her.
I can't imagine that she wouldn't, after what she's just been through with Joe Gorga.
Yeah.
No, Giudice.
Yeah.
And basically been that woman that Joey wants Melissa to be. Like, you stay in the house, you keep your mouth shut, you look after the kids, you take care of the family. I don't think she could stand there and support this.
Well, look what happened when she did do that. Her husband cheated on her all the fucking time.
Called her a cunt. My cunt bitch wife.
He was fucking awful. Like, every time they roll those clips, I'm just like, oh my God. He is the worst. He's the worst human. And you're unhappy, just get a fucking divorce.
It makes me love Teresa, because I feel compassion towards her, because that was like, it felt like reality TV fodder, but that was just actually quite an abusive relationship that was sort of consumed on a kind of weird level. But she's got Louis now, apparently.
Yeah, and I mean, he's kid approved. Like, the kids are cool with him. Joey likes him. We'll see.
He's being introduced. There's part of me that, again, feels a bit like, I just don't want her to go into some sort of another reality TV based relationship.
Right. I want her to meet a David that doesn't want to be on the show.
Me too. And for her to get why that's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
But we'll see. Maybe he will turn out to be the best thing that ever happened to her.
Hopefully. I mean, it can't get any worse.
Well, that's true. The bar is low for Teresa. I mean,
super low. I mean, it's like Epstein low.
Oh, that's really low.
It's dirt. There's not even a line.
Louis doesn't have to do a lot, does he?
Yeah, no. And I mean, she forgave Joe for all that shit. Like, she forgave him for putting her in jail. Like,
I just can't. I mean, I guess of like, he is still the father of her kids, so.
But I feel
that's what Teresa hangs on to with that.
But I feel like their conversations are more friendly than that. Because, like, you know, like, he's starting to sell sex toys, so she brought them on the show and like gave them to the ladies. Like,
your ex-husband should not be sending you sex toys. I just think that's odd.
But she's helping him business-wise. I mean, obviously getting the, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's more than just he's the father of her children. Like, I think they're friends. Just fucking weird.
Ugh, just awful. All
right.
All right, it's time. We're going to wrap up with Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Now, I'm a bit more excited about this, to say the least, than Reagan.
Yes. I mean, Reagan couldn't get any less enthused about this show.
But go ahead. I want you to say, I hear you. I feel
you state your piece, and then I will state mine.
I feel like this season has been a dud. It's boring. It feels like they've just had to churn it out to fulfill contractual obligations. And now they've decided on this episode that they're not going to fulfill them. They're not going to renew the contract.
Right.
I will state from the outset, I feel like there is an element of the PR, like, look how lovely we are. This isn't just a money-making factory. They're all family. They're our best friends.
Yeah.
I think there's an element of that. But at the same time, I do also feel like after 20 seasons, I can give them an episode where they can sort of work through this. And I really felt for Chris. Like, I have to say, I felt for Chris because she's essentially responsible for every single person's income, money stream, earning. And this is all based on this show. So I think it was interesting to see her manage those feelings and make such a huge decision that affects everybody. Fucking empires have been built on this TV franchise, and they've just cut it off. So I think that was interesting to see. I also am interested to see Scott, because I feel like he kind of doesn't get a say in whether it goes on or not, but also it's sort of his lifeline too. So I think there's lots of interesting things to unpack, is what I'm saying. And I honestly, I was like, well, this is the first episode this season that I've actually got something to talk about.
I think all that's fair enough. I think I would feel, but I don't feel like it's fucking genuine. I feel like it's self-aggrandizing. They fucking know that they've already signed the deal with Hulu at the point that they decided not to continue on with E. There's no way. They did. They 100% did. Yes.
Like, you legit know for sure.
Like, I could look it up. Yes. I
okay.
Guarantee you. Because these deals don't happen in like a fucking month or two. I mean, so this is my problem with the entire finale season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, is like, they called it quits because they were signing with somebody else. So yes, like, they have to say goodbye to their crew, and I don't want to minimize any of that. Like, it has been the same crew for 20 years. There are definite relationships there, and I think it's nice that they're acknowledging that and all this stuff. I think you're right about the Scott thing. Like, he's kind of fucked. I think Kourtney, because we saw clips of this, like, Kourtney's going to get a lot of flack about that she, like, busted this whole thing up. I thought the Caitlyn fucking cameo was weird as fuck. Nobody cares. And the Kylie, Kendall Kylie aspect of it as well. Like, fair enough. Like, they've grown up with these people, like, in their business, whether you think that's a good idea or not. But obviously their careers have fucking taken off because of it. Like, and you're right. Chris has shouldered all of this, the good, the bad, the ugly, the decision-making, the setting everybody up to be millionaires, but also being responsible for all that. I don't minimize any of that. I just feel like I wanted a regular season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and I'm just getting PR fucking bullshit.
And I can't disagree with that either. I can't. And I think that has tainted what actually could have been quite an interesting episode, because I think it is, it is the end of an era. This is a franchise that led to hundreds of other things, both separate and, other reality TV.
Well, and the spin-offs. The spin-offs alone. Like, yeah.
The whole thing, I think it deserves a mention. I think the process of them making that decision deserves a valid mention on the show.
Fair.
For sure.
I probably would have preferred it to be the last episode. Like, fine. Like, then let's, like, end it now. But now we've got, like, 5 more episodes.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what the fuck? Like, what are you going to do? Like, I think next week, I think is a lot about the surrogacy, which I'm a little interested in because it was happening in real time, but now we all know that Tristan's been dipping his pen in other people's ink, so that's a little fucked too. Like, I guess my thing is, like, I feel like they're dragging it on, and it doesn't need to be dragged on. And if this episode was needed, but I think it's a finale episode. And like, because they did a big party. I remember seeing on social media when they filmed this, they had a huge party for the whole stuff. Like, that's what I would have wanted to see, like the crew put down their stuff and like mingle and have all this party and like the goodbyes. I think this was it.
No, I think we'll get that at the end. I think we'll get that final
we'll see.
Party at the end. So we'll see. But I do.
But it's going to be fucking 5 more episodes. So it's like, oh, all right. And we know we're going to see you on Hulu too. So now we just have to sit through like some fake bullshit. I don't know.
Let's see how it goes.
I won't be Debbie Downer. Oh, I will too. I mean, I like it that I'm not having to take notes on it. I like that I can just put it in. It's nothing serious. I can do other things around it. Because it's Thursday night for me. So like I put it on Friday morning before we record while I'm making the kids lunches and things like that. Put my headphones in and I can listen and just do other shit. So I like that aspect of it and I can still talk to it, but it just feels fucking weird and phony to me. Yeah.
I hear you.
And I think that's a bummer because I've loved this show forever. Like I have watched since season 1. It has been a staple watching for me. And I just feel like, I don't know, like we're better than that.
Well, I also feel like, going back to what I said earlier, I feel like this season's a contractual obligation, right?
Right.
It's like they signed multi-year deals. And so this is like the last one in the contract. I think it's been affected obviously by COVID, like in terms of the action. Obviously that's been decimated because nobody's been doing anything.
Right.
So I think that's affected it. And yet they've still had to churn out this episode. So I think it's just, we've all just lost. It's a shame that the last season has had to go out on such a like bum note.
Well, it's also longer than all their other seasons. And I wonder if it's because they couldn't fulfill their episode contract for the season before, because that's when COVID really kicked off and everything just got shut down. So I feel like now they're obligated to give us a certain amount, like they're obligated for a certain amount of episodes. So like this one's going to be way longer, even though it's the last one and probably really shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
I guess is my feelings on that.
I think it's like the perfect storm of how to really fuck up the final season.
Right. I mean, it's like worse than the Sopranos finale. Like,
I mean, some people think that was a great finale.
Well, those people are smoking crack.
I'm loving this new Reagan. Like, I'm here for it.
It's really just the Reagan that's always been.
When you move out of that basement, don't go all soft.
No, I'm going to keep the fire of the basement in my belly.
Good. I want the basement fire in your belly forever.
I mean, it'll come because the hill starts again, and I can't get enough of fucking. I have been sucked in to Spencer's Instagram. He is the fucking hummingbird whisperer. The man has hummingbirds landing on his hands and eating food. The most vile human being that I probably have seen on the planet.
I love him.
Has these dainty, majestic birds sitting on his fucking hands, and
he talks to the birds.
I can't stop watching. I can't stop watching. I'm so excited for the hills. I can't wait.
Me too. So listen, that will be with us next week. But in the meantime, thank you again for giving us your time this week. We love being here. If you've got anything to say about anything that was said this episode, please drop us an email at hey@tvmyhusbandhates. And please, it really helps other people find us if you subscribe and review. So the more of those we get, the more grateful we are.
Absolutely. Thank you guys again. And we'll see you next week. But remember,
smart people watch reality TV too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Please subscribe, rate, and review TV My Husband Hates wherever you listen to your podcast. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram at TV My Husband Hates and join the Facebook group to keep the conversation going when the podcast ends. If Twitter's your thing, you'll find us at TV Husbands Hate. Theme music and production for TV My Husband Hates is by Jimmy Sims.